I'm Ruth O'Brien.
From local sports to national newsmakers, this is the show everybody is talking about. Live from the Granite State, it's Mike and the Hoss on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Hey, good morning, and welcome to Mike and the Hoss, powered by the Yum Yum Shop on the Pulse of New Hampshire. You're not hearing Mike's voice right now. Mike is trying to reboot the computer. He apparently just got kicked off, but we are here. We're all three of us are here. Dog, how are you doing there back at the mothership in Concord?
It's going to be a cold one tonight. Royal Rumble, all set for that. Looking forward to that, and we'll be good to go.
Gotcha. So what's tell me a little bit about Royal Rumble.
Indianapolis, Indiana, the site where it is over the person, over the top battle royal for the men's and the women's. It'll start, I think, with the women's, and then main event will be the men's. If the winner of the men's and the women's are the last one standing or over the top, they headline or they get to have their championship opportunity at WrestleMania come April.
Good stuff, Mike. We got you live now. How are you?
I don't know what just happened. It's just cracked out. I don't know what else to say. Hi guys, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah, I got a chance to say your line. So we're kind of that's as far as we got. Talked a little bit about the Royal Rumble. So we
it's our 7th anniversary, Charlie. I don't know if you knew this. It's our 7th anniversary of not going to the Super Bowl and Radio Row at the Super Bowl.
Oh my.
We still have not been sent.
They have so many people that are on there. So Stu Gatz is going to do his thing. So you guys, maybe next year.
That's what we keep getting told. Maybe next year. Maybe next year.
And I think actually, if there was a Super Bowl that I didn't want to go to, it would be this one. So I'm okay. So next year we're all in. We're gonna go all in next year because I'll be ready for it.
I know where it is next year.
Yeah, it's not the Super Bowl that I want. It's the game. It's not the game. Rather, I want to go to. I want to work Radio Row for a week. I want to do that, and
yes.
I think that would be a lot of fun. Hobnob with all the celebrities, put them on our show. Be much bigger than we think we are, and
yeah, exactly.
So,
if you guys know where it is next year, right?
What's that, Dog?
You know where it is, right?
No. Where is it?
Next year will be in Santa Clara, Super Bowl 60.
Oh, it'll be like me going home, Mike. It'll be great. Hey, let me ask you this totally random thing. If there is thinking about this, and if you can't answer right away, who would be one person if you had the opportunity on Radio Row and either of you guys to interview? Who would it be?
Stephen A. Smith.
Oh man, that's a good one. Yeah, Dog. What are your thoughts?
Jim Rome.
Oh, Jim Rome, yeah. I would probably want to. I'd probably want to do a former player. So I'd probably want to do someone like an old school player, someone like John Hanna, like just back in the day, and kind of just talk about old school football. I would love that.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
That would be pretty good. Don't you find whenever they put the old school guys on, they're just bitter and angry about what the game has become, though?
Yeah, it's true.
There's no way to talk about Charles Barkley. Oh, wait.
Hey, we get some good stuff today. And I think one of them, and looking through this, is I don't know if you guys feel this, but the lack of buzz for this Super Bowl. The only thing that's being talked about is whether the refs in Kansas City. That's the only thing that I'm hearing about are the refs in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the product of the Kansas City market or it's fatigue from the Chiefs, which it could be. We saw that happen with the Patriots often, that they would be just playing out fatigue with the team. But they've become the villain. Kansas City's become the villain. And on the other side of it, I mean, the Eagles fans are obviously passionate, but I don't know if they're widespread throughout the country.
Right.
And so the Super Bowl itself, there's just not a lot of good buzz from this one.
Well, it's funny. Let me just interject. It's funny. You've probably seen, the memes and stuff. You see the map of the United States, and it said who's rooting for the Chiefs, who's rooting for the Eagles. So it's kind of Kansas City and Philadelphia, and then the other option was who's ready for baseball season. And that's the rest of the
or a meteor strike. That's the other one that I keep seeing. A meteor strike. So anyway, all right. Mike and the Hoss is powered by the Yum Yum Shop, located in the heart of downtown Wolfboro, and can be found on the Pulse of New Hampshire radio stations and all over the world on the Pulse of New Hampshire app. You can always catch up and listen to our podcasts on the app, Spreaker, also on Audible, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, It's all there. The Yum Yum Shop has over 100 varieties of fresh baked goods, including 6 different types of bread and a full-service ice cream bar. Of course, their most famous item, the gingerbread cookie. Make sure to visit the Yum Yum Shop the next time you're in Wolfboro or online at yumyumshop.com. And while you're there, enter the discount code of Mike and the Hoss to receive 20% off a Gingy Box. You can join a conversation today, 603-228-2080. That is 603-228-2080. And Charlie put together the easiest trivia question ever.
Yes.
So, and the trivia is sponsored by the Yum Yum Shop today. So tune in at 11:30 rather, and it used to be 4:30. Tune in at 11:30 for trivia, and it's a bunny. You might want to dial ahead of time because this one's going to be popular.
People are going to be so pumped because they're going to be able to get delicious stuff from the Yum Yum Shop.
Yep. Opening takes brought to you by the Back Bay Boathouse. Charlie, I went again this week for wing night on Wednesday night. I did 18 wings this week.
Oh my gosh, 18 wings on Wednesday night? That's
on Wednesday night. I did 18. Yeah.
You said 50-cent wings, right? 50-cent wings?
50-cent wings on Wednesday night. Anyway, what else do they have?
All right. It's where you can enjoy delicious food. This is the Back Bay Boathouse, where you can enjoy delicious food and drinks right next to the lake. And of course, don't forget to order the $5 Mike and the Hoss penalty box during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. Good stuff. And one other thing I wanted to plug for the Back Bay Boathouse, on Sundays, they have their $15 dinner specials. You get to choose from like 5 or 6 different dinner specials just for $15, and then throw in a Mike and the Hoss penalty box, and you're good to go.
All right. You want? Let me go quickly on this one because we're getting into baseball season and it's coming. And the only team you really heard about in the off seasons was Los Angeles Dodgers, and I think Major League Baseball has a problem right now that they have this monopoly of a team. We used to think that was the Yankees, but even when the Yankees were buying up a lot of talent, there were still other teams that were participating in free agency.
Right.
It doesn't feel like anybody's participating in free agency anymore. It's just the Los Angeles Dodgers. And they've taken this, what was cute in Bobby Bonilla Day with the deferred money.
Yes.
Into a conglomerate and into $1 billion investments into their team for the future. Right now, the Los Angeles Dodgers have $1.3 billion for 7 players in deferred contracts. That's going to span out for the next 30 years.
Wow.
And it's a problem because the other teams don't have that kind of capital to do this with. And so now you have a one-team centric league, and it's all in Los Angeles. Yeah. And even the Yankees, Steinbrenner came out, the Steinbrenner son came out, and he came out and said, we can't afford that. What they're doing, we can't afford that. That's not in our business plan. And so Major League Baseball has a problem, and I don't know where they're going to turn because they don't have the rules to stop this. Long story short, I think there's going to be a strike in a couple years. I think that's where we're headed. There's going to be a strike because the playing field's no longer equal, and I think that's when we get strikes, when the playing fields aren't equal, and Los Angeles has done something that the other teams can't do. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts with this is, especially with 1.3 billion over 7 years, you're going all in now. If you need to win, and if you don't win, you're not going to continue to generate this amount of revenue to pay these players. Plus, you look at a baseball player 7 years from now, even if they're at their peak right now, 7 years from now, they're not going to be worth the money that they're currently being paid. So I don't like the gamble. I mean, I understand the Bobby Bonilla thing and Bobby Bonilla Day, and we celebrate that. That was different, and that was one player. But wow, that's a huge risk. That it's funny, Steinbrenner saying that he's not willing to take it, and it's not in their financial plan. If it's not in his financial plan, this is crazy stuff. Dog, what do you think?
They're paying an exorbitant luxury tax. That's all we can get with that, really. But when they say, well, these other teams should spend money. Well, it's kind of hard to do when you're giving these guys all this money. You're not giving them a 1 year, $15 million deal. You are eating up the entire free agency pool, essentially. Kirby Yates. I don't think Kirby Yates is worth the money he's going to be given. LA does. But again, salary cap, I think, is inevitable. For that to happen, though, as Mike put it, a baseball strike is also inevitable with that.
Mm-hmm. And it's not a matter of players getting paid their value. It's just that the Dodgers are scooping up any player that has talent. And they're overpaying. They're just overpaying him, and they're not even trying to negotiate with him. They're just throwing a big number at him and say, we're going to pay you over the next 30 years.
Mhm.
You know, Shohei Ohtani has $680 million deferred. $680 million. That's 6 times the amount that the average major league salaries are as far as for a team. And they have that deferred in one player. And it's not that they're just doing this 1 year. They did it last year. They're doing it this year. They're going to probably do it next year. It's a actual business plan that they have. And the only way that I see this thing turning is with a strike. And the strike is probably going to come from the owners. It's not going to come from the players. It's probably going to come from the 31 other owners that are going to say, no, we need some structure with this.
Yeah. No, it'll be good. And you're right. There needs to be, I mean, other leagues do this. There needs to be structure put around MLB so that we don't have this, I think you phrased it as this conglomerate of the LA Dodgers. And, for me as a baseball fan, I'm rooting against the Dodgers every opportunity I can get. I hope they lose some more.
Because the Guggenheim Corporation, that doesn't seem to be a lack of funds for them. So they're going to spend.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. Again, I agree with you guys. This is not sustainable in the long run for Major League Baseball. It is not healthy for Major League Baseball. LA is now supplanted as the evil empire. I can't believe I'm saying that. The fact that when the New York Yankees are complaining about salaries or another team spending exorbitant amounts of capital, the world has truly, madly, deeply gone mad.
Yeah, I agree. It's a direction that is not sustainable, and there's going to have to be a correction. And we see that all the time in life in general. When things are not sustainable, there has to be a correction, and that correction is probably going to come. I want to say 2027 is when the Major League Baseball contract ends. So 2027. So you got 2 more years of this. Yeah. What it comes out on the other end, I don't know. I've said this before. I've said this to you guys. I like the hard salary cap that's in the NHL. I think that's the model that is going to be sustainable for these other teams. Hard salary cap, hard salary floor, so that teams have to spend, which Major League Baseball desperately needs a salary floor.
Right.
And then go from there. That's where I think the angle should be.
Yeah. The NBA has a luxury tax at a salary cap, and you see that they have only 2 players can sign max contracts per team. Like you have the Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum kind of thing going on. Whereas like in Golden State, you have Steph Curry and Draymond Green. So you can only get 2 players that sign max contracts. That's part of the luxury tax and then the salary cap itself. So they have that in the NBA. I kind of like that. But other teams, as you mentioned, there are teams that do not spend money in Major League Baseball, like the Pittsburgh Pirates. They may have to do that if the strike does happen.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, it is Super Bowl week, and you had kind of put in the notes here. There's some scuttlebutt. The winner of the Super Bowl wins the Lombardi Trophy, and I guess they're maybe even considering changing the name of the Lombardi Trophy.
Yeah, I saw this come across my screen this week that there is a push to change the Lombardi Trophy to the Tom Brady Trophy, the Brady Trophy. It's real. It's not. It's real. If you're watching live on Facebook or YouTube, you can see what J-Dog's reaction is.
It's real, but it's not spectacular.
No, I get it, but I don't necessarily agree with it either because in 10 years we're going to change it to the Mahomes Trophy if Mahomes passes them. You've had the Lombardi Trophy for 59 years.
Yes.
I think that, I don't know that. Was it originally the Lombardi Trophy?
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was called the Lombardi Trophy until the 70s. So
okay.
So forever.
We've had 59 Super Bowls, yes.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to have guys that are going to win multiple Super Bowls or 6, 7 Super Bowls, and we're going to change the name every time that happens. I don't think so. If I'm Brady, I appreciate the accolades, but I'm against this.
Yeah, I'm as much of a fanboy, that I am for Tom Brady. I'm against it as well. And it was, I don't know, I almost feel it was kind of tongue in cheek when Bill Belichick was talking about it, saying, "Hey, he's won 7 Super Bowls. Let's name it after him." But no, I'm a purist with this too. Vince Lombardi, obviously the great Vince Lombardi. Keep it the Lombardi Trophy.
A few years ago, there was discussion about changing it to the Belichick Trophy.
Yeah,
there was because he had the 6 Super Bowls.
Geez.
So I'd leave it at Lombardi. It's at 2. It's the first one.
Exactly.
Leave it at Lombardi and move on and stop talking about it. Just stop putting this. It's just
Bill Russell or Wilt Chamberlain trophy in the NBA, and for the O'Brien trophy, right? Larry O'Brien was commissioner of the NBA, right?
Right.
Yes.
Right.
It's not named after a coach, the Lenny Wilkins or the Greg Popovich trophy.
Right. Yeah. I agree with you guys.
All right. We're way over. We'll be right back with more Mike and the Hoss.
Your home for news, talk, and information. This is 107.7 WTPL, the pulse of New Hampshire.
The following commercial has actually been made up on the fly.
Cheryl, where's our ad for the radio and stream?
I didn't write one.
What are you talking about? We're about to go in the studio to record.
Nothing's coming to me. I mean, like the Battery Boy moniker is firmly established.
Great. Thanks for throwing that in another ad.
And we've already talked about the MOB, Mother of the Bride, and the MOG, Mother of the Groom jewelry.
Why don't you just talk about all the new yellow gold that we bought and how you went over the top again?
Well, Frank, what about all the giftware? You went over the top with all the Matthew Smith prints. I counted over 50 in inventory.
Well, he's a popular New Hampshire artist, and I can't help that I'm a fan of his work.
Oh, so we both have buying issues.
Yes, dear, but at least Capital Craftsman has plenty of merchandise.
That's what makes us one of the largest jewelry and gift stores in the area.
Precisely. Stop by Capital Craftsman and Romance Jewelers, 16 North Main Street, downtown Concord. Follow us on Facebook or visit us at capitalcraftsman.com.
We want to be your family jeweler.
At Crossroads Chiropractic, we believe you deserve more than a guess. That's why we do a careful examination before we adjust. On your first visit, we'll take a history and strive to understand your concerns and determine the best course of care, which may include taking x-rays when they're necessary. That's one reason we've been voted best chiropractor year after year. Misalignments in the spine are called subluxations and can happen from slips, falls, car accidents, poor posture, and even the birth process. These shifts can cause secondary conditions like sciatica, neck pain, digestive problems, allergies, asthma, colic, low back pain, headaches, and more. Because subluxations can happen at any age, we adjust tiny newborns to seniors and everyone in between. Our mission is to create a healthier community through natural chiropractic care. Life really is better when you're well adjusted. Come experience it for yourself. This month, a complete examination with any necessary x-rays is just $59 with 4 locations in Pembroke, Meredith, Epping, and Bedford. Call us at 603-575-9080 or find us on the web at crossroadschiropractic.com.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you tried online gaming. Who knew 12-year-old boys could be so mean? And where did they learn to swear like that? 2 hours of losing to these underage trash talkers, and you're starting to question if maybe you really should stick to pickleball and other boomer stuff. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Coming up at noon, we talk tech with Kim Commando. In the meantime, we're back to Mike and the Hoss on the pulse of New Hampshire.
Mike and the Hoss, Sports Talk Classics, in New England Magic, broadcast fantastic. Hillsborough crew with
there's a story going on in New Hampshire right now that most people in New Hampshire probably doesn't know about in terms of the number 1 team in the nation. But first, New Hampshire Sports is brought to you by Bailey's Bubble.
Family owned and operated Bailey's Bubble in downtown Wolfboro serves the finest ice cream in the state from May through October. If you can't make it to Wolfboro for ice cream, you can still order their hot fudge, panucci, and butterscotch sauces at baileysbubble.com. My favorite sauce is their homemade hot fudge. When placing your order, don't forget to tell them that Mike and the Hoss sent you.
So, Charlie, you and I are in Wolfboro, and in Wolfboro is Brewster Academy. And Brewster Academy, over the last 20, 25 years, has developed into a national powerhouse in terms of high school prep basketball. Our Brewster Academy Bobcats, right? Brewster Academy Bobcats are the number 1 national high school team in the nation. They are number 1. There's not They are number one. And you put some stuff down. We're going to try and get their coach, Jason Smith, on with us at some point. We know that he's listened to the show before. But in the meantime, tell us about Brewster Academy basketball, Charlie.
Yeah, Brewster Academy has 14 players who have been drafted into the NBA and 24 alumni who have played in the league, including Donovan Spider Mitchell and Will Barton. Even more have had professional careers in leagues around the world, specifically Europe, and including the NBA G League. Since 2001, the program has sent almost 200 players to Division I basketball schools, colleges.
So
Amazing.
you worked at Brewster, Charlie, and my son is the assistant AD over at Brewster, who does the travel arrangements for this basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so I had obviously had a chance to educate myself about the basketball team, some of the places that they've gone. Last weekend it was Chicago. Before Christmas it was Hawaii. Before that it was Las Vegas. They are going around the United States anyway, and playing the absolute best teams that are out there to play in these tournaments, and they're beating them. They're beating them. This is kind of a new team that's been set up in that this top high school team that they have does not have PG kids. They have another team that has PG kids, but this is just straight seniors and so on that are playing. So that's why they get this number one ranking of high school basketball.
Right. Which is good. Yeah. And PGs, for people that don't know, are post-grads, kids that have graduated from high school that are trying to improve their grades or improve their academic or athletic stock to get scholarships.
Yeah. And so, the biggest names that you see in college basketball either came from Brewster or Brewster played against them. Cooper Flagg, they played Cooper Flagg last year.
Yes.
And it's, he's obviously doing what he's doing with Duke in the NCAA. It was probably going to be the number one pick next year in the NBA. Yeah. So it's pretty amazing that this little town of Wolfboro is producing this super force of high school basketball. It's pretty neat to see. And I think they have a game today at 2:00. I'm not positive, but I think they're playing today at 2:00.
Yeah. And I mean, the Lakes region is also producing amazing sports talk show hosts. So it's got it all. And thanks to Dog, we've hit a new level. So
that is true. You want to do your opening take?
I do. So my opening take, just a little bit. The NBA All-Star Game is Sunday, February 16th. It's at the Chase Center in San Francisco. And my little tongue-in-cheek, I guess, question is, does anybody care about the game? And before, you don't need to answer that. It's more rhetorical. But I kind of have a solution to apply to all four major sports. We've talked at length, all three of us. I mean, All-Star games are ridiculous. I mean, watching, people play MLB All-Star game, basketball All-Star game. It's as far as I'm concerned, it's ridiculous. Not entertaining, and it's just boring. And, I don't want to see NBA players go out there and score 200 points and play zero defense. So here's the solution that I have. Announce an all-star team. I think it's important that there are all-stars. So, for our Boston Celtics, you have Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and Jason Tatum is a starter. So announcing that they deserve the recognition as players that they have made the team. Go ahead and continue to offer significant financial incentives if you're, selected to the all-star team. I think that's important to do. Players want to do that as well. But here we go. For the NBA, all I want to see for the NBA is the three-point shooting contest and the slam dunk contest. Everything else I could care less about. I think people love the three-point shooting contest, and slam dunk has been around for a while. That's fun. For the NFL, just do the skills competition. Figure out whatever skills competition you want to put together and just do that. Don't do anything else. Don't play flag football. It's silly. MLB, the only thing you need to do is the home run derby. I don't want to see anything else. Just do the home run derby. And in the NHL, just do a skills competition. I certainly don't want to see anything beyond that. And then offer significant financial prizes if you win these competitions. If you win the three-point shooting contest, there's a big prize for you, or the dunk contest or the home run derby. I think it'll still be attractive to fans without having to suffer through an actual game. What are your thoughts?
I liked offering them financial incentives for making the All-Star team or naming the All-Star team, and that's where I wanted to stop.
Okay.
I don't care about the skill stuff. I think the All-Star weekends have become about the individual brand, not the team brand, where I think it used to be about the team brand. I remember in Major League Baseball, they used to wear their own team's uniforms when they played the game. And so it kind of looked like a smorgasbord or a rainbow of uniforms out there, but they were representing their own team.
Right.
And now it's just them. It's just about themselves. It's about their own brand. We see it in the NBA. The NBA is as bad as anybody in terms of these guys just promoting themselves rather than the team. You don't even know what team they're playing for, and that's the wrong message. And as far as the NFL goes, Drake May was made an All-Star this week, a Pro Bowl or whatever you want to call it, Pro Bowl, and he was like the 8th alternate because these other guys just backed out. And so was he really a Pro Bowl quarterback this year?
No.
Mac Jones was a Pro Bowl quarterback his rookie year, and look how that turned out.
Right.
So no, I don't think it should be. I think you should name him once. That's it. Get rid of this other stuff. The other stuff is there for to make money, but I have trouble believing that it really makes that much money at the end of the day.
Dog,
I think I'm sorry. I just want to say one more thing before Dog goes. I think it dilutes the brand of the sport itself,
of the league, of the sport. Okay. Dog.
I have to disagree. I have to disagree with you guys because the amount of money that, again, it's community. The amount of money that pours in when they go. San Francisco is going to benefit greatly from having the NBA All-Star Weekend. People are going to spend their money. It's like the Super Bowl, essentially. The Super Bowl, people are going to be spending a lot of money wherever the site is every single year. The All-Star Game, I love the baseball All-Star Game. The NBA All-Star Game, I've soured on over the years. I've never liked the slam dunk contest. Never liked it. Home run hitting contest to me got passé because chicks don't dig the long ball anymore. I think chicks dig analytics. I don't dig analytics either, but I'm not a chick. So anyway, also the NHL, they've done so many formats. I don't know where they start to where to begin. This Four Nations face-off is intriguing only because you're going to see the best players from America take on the best players from Sweden, Finland, Canada, etc. They're only doing that to get ready for the Olympics next year. They had to dump an all-star game this year. So, because next year it's going to be in Elmont, New York for the Islanders. But having the All-Star, it still matters in the sense that the community still benefits greatly from the spotlight being on that particular city. San Francisco, I don't recall ever a time where they've ever hosted an All-Star game in the NBA because the Warriors were playing in Oakland for the longest time.
Right.
So the Chase Center is a beautiful facility. It's one of the newer facilities in the NBA. So having the All-Star game there is fantastic in the Bay Area. And skills competition, 3-point, it takes skill for a 3-point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is an object of the game. Home runs aren't essentially the object of a game. You can win a game 1-0 without hitting a home run. So to me, the skill in that way, it's kind of diminished over the year. Plus they put the emphasis over it during the steroid era where only home runs mattered. So they kind of petered out the way. They kind of went to the well too many times. And it made a fan like me just say, all right, Vladdy Guerrero, he's going to hit 50 some odd home runs on the home run derby to a pitching coach that's going to throw it 2 miles an hour. Whoop-de-woo.
Who? Let me ask a question though. Who are the people that are coming? Like we'll use the NBA All-Star Game. Are people traveling from around the country or around the world to go to an NBA All-Star Game in San Francisco? I mean, when I went to the World Series with the Oakland and San Francisco back in the heydays, the people that were at those World Series were people that were from primarily California. Those were the people that were there. It wasn't like people are flying in from Finland to see a World Series or the All-Star Game. I mean, I understand the financial impact for San Francisco, but come on. I mean, I don't. Mike and I are not jumping on a plane so that we can go to the All-Star Game so we can see Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
No, but I would if the game was more of a real game. If they brought back what they had done in the 70s and the 80s, where they had real games where the guys, and you could do that by offering significant financial compensation for these guys that are playing in the game if you win the game. Just the win. You're going to go in there. You're each going to get $1 million if you win, whatever the number is. And now you're going to be playing a real game. You're going to see these guys starting to play defense. You're going to see, and I also want the team represented. I want there's something to be about the team that they're playing for. So if they went back to that model, into your friend, Pete Rose, when he ran over Fossey. Was it Fossey at the catcher? Yeah. Well, that to me was a good part of that game. That meant because it meant something to them that they were playing to win the game. And in this day and age, this athlete needs to have money attached to it to do that. So attach money to it and play the game the way that it was meant to be played, not this farce of an NBA game where they don't play any defense, or the NHL game when the winning score is 15-12. That's just dumb.
The thing is with the NBA, they don't seem to care in the sense they don't want to be there, and the ratings bear that out. Not attendance wise, they want to see the stars. However, the ratings, and by the way, putting it on cable is terrible. I've never agreed with it ever being on TNT. It should have been over the air, like on ABC. It's going to be back to NBC next year, the way it should be. Having it on cable was terrible to begin with. I know streaming services are going to essentially get that at some point, but Fox has the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. ABC/ESPN has the NHL All-Star Game. The Pro Foot, forget the Pro Bowl. We'll talk about that a little bit later for the question. And NBA All-Star Game. It's been on cable since like 2003. Like, come on, you got to put it on over the air.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk. We're going to talk a little bit more about Pro Bowl, because that's going to have to do with our poll question of the week, and also Charlie's bunny of a question. So get the phones ready. It's an easy way to win some Yum Yum Shop. We'll be right back.
107.7 WTPL, the pulse of New Hampshire.
You are cordially invited to Aviva Trattoria's newest location, now open in Bedford, New Hampshire. Aviva is Italian-inspired and locally made. Come and enjoy true beloved Italian classics with culinary flair, along with unique signature cocktails. Enjoy their delicious house-made bolognese, their amazing chicken parmigiana, their rich marsala and piccata, or their fried montanata pizza, all made with fresh local ingredients, prepped and made right there in their scratch kitchens. Along with a tantalizing menu, their spacious location also features a patio and fire pit and a private dining room, which is ideal for any type of event. Aviva is locally owned and operated, so stop by their Bedford location at 5 Colby Court, and coming soon to Nashua. Join Aviva Trattoria's loyalty program and follow Aviva on Facebook and Instagram to get the first glance at their exciting new menu items. You can also visit avivatrattoria.com.
Hey, it's Frank from Capital Craftsman and Romance Jewelers. My wife calls me Battery Boy, and I can't stand it.
Is this really how you're going to start the radio commercial?
Cheryl, maybe instead of talking about myself and watch batteries, we should be talking about all the inventory you keep buying for the store. You do know what the word excessive means, right?
I just can't help it. We need everything for everyone. Silver and gold jewelry, diamonds and fun jewelry. We also have pottery, Simon Pierce, wind chimes, puzzles, and so much more.
We have one of the largest selections of jewelry and handcrafted gifts in central New Hampshire. I, on the other hand, have a wife with a buying issue.
Yes, Frank, but our customers love it.
Capital Craftsman and Romance Jewelers, 16 North Main Street, downtown Concord. Same quality, same service, next generation.
We want to be your family jeweler.
Follow Capital Craftsman on Facebook and capitalcraftsman.com.
Yeah, we know you've been putting off that home project because prices are just through the roof. Well, you don't have to wait anymore, because now is the time to act. Big Jim's Home Center Bargain Outlet in Concord is at it again, and they're happy to announce they'll be having a big sale. Some might say this sale will be huge, and it is. The sale runs right now through February 8th. All in-stock kitchen and bath cabinets will be 30% off. And if that wasn't enough, Big Jim's has marked down all other in-stock items at 15% off. This includes vinyl plank flooring, normally priced at $2.85 per square foot, now only $2.39 per square foot. There's 3¼ inch wide pre-finished hardwood maple flooring, formerly $5.29 per square foot, now only $4.49 per square foot. And if you need a window, white vinyl new construction windows are also 15% off at Big Jim's. How about a new door? Big Jim's has their own in-house door shop and can build both interior and exterior pre-hung doors, from single doors to double doors, as well as side light entry doors, all of which will be 15% off. Huge savings at Big Jim's, 287 South Main Street in Concord, and online at bigjimsnh.com. Sale ends February 8th.
Get in touch with the show anytime at thepulseofnh.com and on the free-to-download Pulse of NH app. Now, back to Mike and the Haas on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Mike and the Hoss on the airwaves blast. Talking New England sports, they got the facts. Coaches and teachers making it clear.
Coming up at 3 p.m. today, the Bruins are going to be taking on the New York Rangers today on the Pulse of New Hampshire. That is 3 p.m. pregame, 3:35 face-off. We're going to talk about the Bruins a little bit later on. I don't know what to sell everybody. That's all I'm going to say. So they did make a change though this week. They're bringing in somebody, which I think is pretty interesting. I want to talk about that too. I also want to talk about the Celtics. But right now it's time for trivia.
Yeah. Trivia today is sponsored by the Yum Yum Shop. And of course, you know that Mike and the Hoss is powered by the Yum Yum Shop. You're going to get a chance to win a $25 gift card. The number you need is 603-228-2080. That's 603-228-2080. As Mike said, the world's easiest trivia question. What city is host to Super Bowl 59? What city is host to Super Bowl 59, which will take place a week from tomorrow, February 9th? What city? Where is it going to take place? 603-228-2080, 603-228-2080 for a chance to win a $25 gift card to the Yum Yum Shop. I think Doug's already on the phone.
I think he is.
I didn't even get to give my
I thought that was going to happen. I mean, it was so easy that, we do in school, we do Music Mondays, and, they play a little tune, and you have to have the phone number ready to go. You have to have it ready to go. And Dog's putting the name on the chat, so we're just going to go right to it right now because I'm assuming this person's going to have the right answer. I'm just waiting for the name.
I hope so. Yeah. I didn't say what. Yeah. Go ahead.
Brett from Concord. All right, Brett. What's the answer to the trivia question? Brett,
are you there?
Yeah, man.
Hey, Brett. What's the answer to the trivia question today?
I'm hoping it's New Orleans.
It is New Orleans, the Big Easy. You got it. So, hey, Brett, you're gonna watch the Super Bowl?
Absolutely.
All right, who you rooting for?
Unabashedly rooting for the Chiefs.
Oh, wow. Interesting. All right. Are you a Chiefs fan at heart, or is that your team, or do you have another team?
Ever since Deron Cherry was in the linebacker position, I've been a Chiefs fan.
All right. Hey, that's good stuff.
He's going old school, guys.
He is going old school.
Very old school.
Yeah.
J-Dog, you're also talking to a big Cleveland fan.
Oh, you've been better. There you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Hey, Brett, congratulations. And I'm not sure if I'm with you on your pick, but we'll see. Hey, stay on the line, and J-Dog will take your information. All right.
All right.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
Brett. All right. Take care. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There was a time when I was the Chiefs fan. There was a time, and it was when Joe Montana and Marcus Allen were playing for the Chiefs. That little window, they made it to the AFC Championship game. That little window, I really enjoyed watching the Chiefs. I enjoyed watching Joe Montana play quarterback, and I enjoyed Marcus Allen running the ball. And when they were playing together, that was a lot of fun. And I was a Chiefs fan for that little window of time. And it's not that I'm anti-Chiefs. It's, there's some teams that I'm definitely anti. But I think I wonder with this Super Bowl, and we can talk about it a little bit more later, are people rooting for a team, or are they rooting less against a team? Do you know what I mean? Are they?
Well, yeah. Let me just. I'll give you a little taste of me, my opinion, and it's funny because we're not doing picks, but I want the Eagles to win. But that being said, when I look at the Chiefs, I have to take it a step back because I'm a Patriots fan, right? Love the Patriots, and we had that amazing run, the dynasty, and all that. And I know that people are feeling the same way about the Patriots that people are feeling about the Chiefs. So I actually kind of take a step back, and the Chiefs deserve what's going on for Kansas City. They've got an amazing coach. They have Travis Kelce. They have Patrick Mahomes. So they should be able to enjoy their creation of a dynasty. So I'm okay with that. So I can never say that I hate the Chiefs. I don't want the Chiefs to win. I'm just not going to be rooting for them in the Super Bowl this year. I would like to see the Eagles win.
Okay. I think that that's probably what a lot of people are going to feel. I think there is Chiefs fatigue, and I said that at the beginning of the show. I think there's Chiefs fatigue, and I think that happens when the Yankees were winning, when the Patriots were winning, when anytime a dynasty comes into play, then everybody else is a Cinderella story. And our country likes rooting for the Cinderella story, so that's generally what happens. Anyway, so we won the trivia. Doug, do you want to do the poll question while we just talked about it?
Sure. Yeah. No, let's do that. With the Pro Bowl, it's the Pro Bowl games now because they play games because it's a gimmick now. Are the Pro Bowl games a waste of time? Yes or no? That'll be the poll question on X at the Pulse of NH, as well as our Facebook page, as well as the Pro Bowl will be happening, I think, today or tomorrow. But the Pro Bowl games, I lump that in along with the Pro Bowl games. Is it a waste of time? Yes or no?
Before we go to break, I want to touch upon the Celtics and the Bruins real quick because both the teams were in the news. I mean, the Celtics won last night. Jason Tatum had hit the last second shot, and then naturally everybody's saying what a clutch player is, even though he missed the last 9 game-winning shots that he could have taken, but he made last night, so now he's a clutch player. The Celtics, they don't look good. The big news, though, this week is that Jeffrey Lurie, the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, has expressed interest in buying the Celtics. How do you feel about that?
I feel great. So, I mean, that Jeff Lurie, he was born in Boston. He's a New England sports fan. He went to grad school at BU in Brandeis. They had season tickets to the Patriots. He tried to buy the Patriots back in '93, when Robert Kraft ended up with the Patriots. This guy is awesome. I mean, he's awesome. So I think having Jeff Lurie own the Celtics, it could only be amazing things for the Celtics. Mike, you put in your notes that he likes to spend money on his team. So I don't see a problem with it.
I don't, and he invests in his teams, and I think you want an owner that invests in his teams, not an owner that is trying to make the money from the team solely as their number one business. And we're seeing that happen with John Henry, and that they're looking at their balances and seeing how the team's making money or not making money, where Jeffrey Lurie just invests in the team.
Yeah. And
that's what we want. So I would be excited about that. And he's Democrat, but maybe
oh boy.
It'd be nice to have that in the ownership room too. But anyway, that's the big news. And then with the Bruins, and again, the Bruins are on the Pulse today at 3:30. Zdeno Chara, they brought in Zdeno Chara as a consultant.
Yeah.
On ice and off ice. So the Bruins are going to be, that they're going to be cleaning house at some point, whether it's the trade deadline's coming up. I want to say this week, the trade deadline's coming up, and they're going to clean house. And I think what's next is going to be the front office.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Zdeno Chara jumping into the front office?
I think it's great. I mean, I think, we as a Boston Bruins fan, you love Chara, and having Chara come back. The guy's not that far away from the game. And not only being on ice, but being as a GM, I think it's a great move. I think the Bruins need to do something, and as you said, sell everyone, clean house, and bringing Chara back. I think that's awesome. I think the fans are going to respond to it. More importantly, I think the players are going to respond to Chara.
I do too. The guy's a smart guy, works hard, has obviously a great legacy with the Bruins, and they're bringing him in for a reason. And I think that Don Sweeney and maybe Cam Neely, their days, are probably going to be over. I don't want the Bruins to make the playoffs this year. That's where I'm at with them. I think that they need to start over.
Yeah.
They had a good run, but now it's time for them to start over. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back.
This is the Pulse of New Hampshire, 107.7 WTPL.
Hello, Jack Heath here, inviting you to join me October 7th in America's cowboy country with Colette. Grab your Stetson hat and saddle up for an adventure in the great American West. Come away with me. We'll see the magnificent sights, including Yellowstone National Park, the world's first national park, famous for its geysers, hot springs, and incredible wildlife, including free-ranging herds of buffalo. Visit amazing Grand Teton National Park, rugged Badlands National Park, Mount Rushmore, and more. Colette covers all the details, from your flights to meals to hotels, sightseeing, and local experiences. Your only job is you have to have the time of your life. Don't miss your chance to join me in America's cowboy country. Call 800-581-8942 or visit thepulseofnh.com to learn more. That number again is 800-581-8942.
Dependability.
ADF Flooring in Concord proudly accepted the Concord Monitor Cappies Award for top quality flooring in the capital region, achieving this honor for the 4th consecutive year. Trust ADF for unmatched affordability and the widest selection in the capital region. Whether you're a DIY enthusiast or a professional contractor, ADF offers an extensive range of options spanning from carpet, vinyl, and tile to premium factory direct hardwood. For some inspiration, pay a visit to their showroom, where their knowledgeable staff will assist you in selecting the ideal flooring solution. Be sure to explore ADF's Room Visualizer tool at adfflooring.com to preview how your chosen flooring will look in your space before making a decision. As a proud member of the Flooring Network, ADF upholds its unwavering commitment to delivering top-notch quality. At ADF, they stand behind their flooring while you stand on it.
The Weather Vane restaurant is the perfect spot to enjoy boiled lobsters, fresh grilled salmon, fried clams, and ice-cold margaritas with your sweetheart this Valentine's Day. Share a romantic meal and make memories that last forever. For a limited time, Weather Vane is offering their succulent baked lobster pie for just $34.95. That's a 1-pound lobster shucked and topped with their homemade crab meat stuffing baked to perfection. With your choice of 2 sides for just $34.95. Now that's love. Celebrate the love of seafood and more every day, but especially this Valentine's Day with a cozy dinner at the Weather Vane restaurant nearest you. Whether Dover, Chichester, or West Lebanon, New Hampshire, or at their original Kittery, Maine location, you'll find a perfect meal for your special night. You don't have to be a seafood lover to feel the love this Valentine's Day. They have the best burgers, delicious fried chicken tenders, and perfectly grilled steak tips in New England. So show your love this Valentine's Day with the Weather Vane. Great tasting food, friendly service, and $6 margaritas all day, every day at Weather Vane, New England's favorite seafood restaurant.
You're listening to the Granite State's own Mike and the Hoss on the Pulse of New Hampshire.
Yeah. Wolfsboro Road. Legends quick to late. Mike on the mic, playing boss.
Charlie, we gotta get Dog the other music.
All right.
We're like a very rap-centric show right now, and
That's who we are. That's who we are.
yeah. People could tell when they look at us. We're rap-centric. All this Super Bowl talk has brought up a question, and I'm going to pose it to you guys, and I'm going to have an opinion on it too. What NFL franchise would you guarantee will not win a Super Bowl in the next 10 years? Will not win a Super Bowl in the next 10 years. I'll go first. I'll get you guys a chance to think about it. I put 2 on the list, and then I'm going to narrow it down to 1. I had Cleveland and Carolina as the 2 teams that were not going to win, and I based it on, first of all, just the amount of finances that you would put into the team. But then I dropped Cleveland because the other factor was fan base. And I think if you have a strong fan base, you have a better chance of winning because the interest is going to be there, whether the team gets sold or whatever. And that brought me to Carolina, because I don't think that they have a strong fan base. They don't invest a lot in the team. They're going to get a lot of picks. They're going to get a lot of number 1 picks, but it's not a destination. So my team that I'm going to guarantee that will not win a Super Bowl in the next 10 years are the Carolina Panthers.
Okay.
Charlie?
Well, it's interesting. I have 2 teams that I thought about as well. One of them being the Saints. As we talked pre-show or in between commercials, that they don't even have a coach. That was one of them. But the one that I'm actually going to go with is the New York Jets, and it's interesting because the Jets do have a fan base. I mean, there are rabid Jets fans out there, Jets, Jets. But that being said, they can't figure it out. They haven't been able to figure it out. So the New York Jets are not going to win a Super Bowl in the next 10 years. I mean, they had a chance with Aaron Rodgers, and that failed. So I don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl. So the Jets for me.
All right, I'm going to comment on that after Dog goes.
The team that always never seems to ever win a Super Bowl or get out of its own way, the Chicago Bears. They're the same old Chicago Bears until further notice. I was going to say the Minnesota Vikings because they're probably one of the most jinx franchises ever. It's the same old Vikings every year. You saw that with a 14-win team and lost right when they got into the playoffs. So it's the Chicago Bears. They never figure it out, and they're never going to figure it out. They're the same old team. It's just the way it is.
I'm going to push back on both of them for the same reason. So thanks, J-Dog, for doing the Bears. The fan bases are there for both of them. Chicago has an incredibly great fan base. The Bears do. But one thing that both those places have, they're a destination. Players do go there to play. Whether the history or whatever. I mean, everybody wants to go to New York, South Beach, that kind of thing. So they're going to get players. They're always going to be a destination for free agents. And Chicago is a destination for history. If anybody wants the history, my father was a Bears fan, so I have to go play for the Bears, that sort of thing. And that's why I keep coming back to Carolina, because it has neither of those.
Yeah.
Besides golf. That's pretty much all you get in Carolina is the golf. So there's no history. Right. There's not an investment in the team. You just end up with a bunch of number one picks, and that's not enough. The Jets get free agents, and they will get free agents because guys care about their brand and they want to get to the city.
Yeah, and if they can figure out, I mean, I'm still sticking by the Jets, of course, but if they can figure out their coaching staff, I mean, that's also been a debacle over the years. So maybe, but I like Dog's pick too, the Chicago Bears. Since Super Bowl 20, they've pretty much stunk.
They haven't even been close. I think they made one NFC Championship game.
Into the Super Bowl against the Colts guys in 2007.
Oh,
but
that's
again,
right. Yeah.
After the Devin Hester kickoff return, they had let Sexy Rexy Grossman came unglued, which I knew he would. And that's why every single year, because I'm a Green Bay Packers guy, same old Bears. And have I been wrong? Tell me when I'm telling lies.
You're not.
Is the Bears more about the fact that they haven't had a quarterback?
No, it takes a team. They just haven't. They've had great defenses, but their offense would be pedestrian. The quarterback, you can have a serviceable quarterback. Again, Rex Grossman got to a Super Bowl. It was the game where he came unglued. The biggest game of his life is where the bottom dropped out. If he had even played remotely okay, it was against Peyton Manning, and Peyton Manning got MVP in the rain in Miami. That was that Prince halftime Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that was a halftime show. Peyton was not the greatest, but okay, well, we'll give it to him because, well, we don't want to give Dwight Freeney, who had like 6 tackles. That's not a sexy statistic.
Maybe they should sign Jim McMahon. Bring it back old school.
He's lucky to walk right now.
Yeah.
No, it's just I can't. I disagree with you, Dog, a little bit. I think you do need that quarterback. You can, the Trent Dilfers, yes, you can win obviously without the quarterback, but your defense has to be so good that it's much more difficult. Chicago just hasn't had that quarterback. Now, the question is, do they finally have that quarterback now? I don't think so. I said when he was at USC that was a bad pick.
Yeah.
What's that?
USC quarterbacks always seem to get overhyped, don't they?
Yeah, they do. I don't see it. I don't think it's there. But I wouldn't put them ahead of Carolina.
All right.
Yeah.
So there you go. So in 10 years from now, we'll have to relook at this episode and see if we were correct.
I mean, you have to get me lunch again? Oh.
Probably. Oh. Yeah. Hey, actually, Dog, you've got a week, Dog, to think about. We'll have to plan this out, of course, after the Super Bowl, but of where Mike's taking us to lunch. We should make sure we get someplace nice.
But the tip is still on the table. Because last week, and we're going to have to talk about this, we split last week.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Eagles won, and I had Washington, but Kansas City won, and you guys both had Buffalo, and so we split, which means that the Super Bowl is on the table. So we're going to have to go who won, and we're going to have to do a score.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to have to do a score. So it's going to be interesting, but we're not going to pick this week, because we have a week to think about it.
A week to go. So.
Yeah. All right. Here's a question, because we don't have a lot of time left. Do we like the extra week? Or should the Super Bowl be playing this week, or do we like the extra week of break in between?
I like the extra week. A couple reasons. I like it. It gives the opportunity to have some hype and kind of gives you people like us to talk about it for a couple weeks. But it also gives the players an opportunity to rest their bodies. When the Super Bowl is played, I want people to be healthy. I don't want any excuses about this, that, or dinged up. So it gives them an opportunity to rest and be healthy, so that you see the best product on the field.
Dog?
Same. I just think if you just get one more extra week of rest, makes all the difference, whether you got a flu or you got like a bad back. Just a couple more days would be good.
I know we're gonna go. I wish it would be in play tomorrow, because tomorrow afternoon when I sit down and watch on the couch, I wish there was a football game on.
Enjoy the Pro Bowl, Mike.
Yeah, music's playing, guys. Have a great week, and we will see you guys next week.